Hey guys, just preparing to run a test / demo, if it works, of the Mark II ball turner. I'm doing a conventional approach here. I've made a 3/8 thread stub and I'm going to cut a blank and thread that to go on for my starting point. Next step, a blank bored out and tapped to the 3/8 to suit the stub that I've made, and we'll cut that off, put it back in here and face it, and that should give us enough ammunition to see what happens with the ball turning. This is 1 3/8, well, just a smidgen under, because I just turned off a smidgen, so we'll get that prepared. Well, here we are. The acid test is coming up. I've used the 4-jaw because I wanted to get the blank running true. In fact, everything's running pretty true, but I don't trust the 3-jaw for that. Setting up is a pain in the butt. Got to get this way set up and then get the diameter set up. And best I can tell, I'm covering the diameter on the sweep. The tool, I've done a slight grind on the rear to get a slightly better profile, but like most of these little boring bar things, they're squeaky anyway. The cut doesn't sound that brilliant, but I think the thing is, anyway, particularly initially, until I make an HSS tool, possibly, the thing is to actually try and get the profile, and for most people I think the remainder of the job is finishing with different grades of paper grit and polish. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Alright, there's just a radius starting. I'm not going to bore you with the whole darn thing. I'm going to press on, see what I can get. Of course, at this part of the swing, we're actually tending to get a cut with the back of the tool. It's something I need to think about for geometry on a better tool bit. I'll come back to this when I'm getting a bit further, hopefully. Well, the front cut here is actually not too bad. Of course, the tool's basically cutting in the right direction, but over here on the back side, frankly, the tool is totally wrong. I'm getting a cut, but I wouldn't say it was really a cut. It's more of a drag. So I'm going to have to give some thought to trying to get the right tool geometry. I saw somebody else using one of these and they were being pretty rough with it. Not expecting to get that clean of a cut. So we'll press on a bit more. You may notice it's windy again. It's always freaking windy. Oh dear, it was calm this morning. Anyway, I'm just trying a different angle here. Very difficult to get the best angle, otherwise I'm treading on the tripod. Let's just try that. So what happens here is, on the rear cut, the tool is almost working in reverse, and I have to dwell longer on that. And you can tell by the sound it's not very brilliant, so I'm going to persevere with this at the moment. I think the boring head is slightly loose on the thread. I must check that. Oh, I think I found the problem. This having a slight movement. When I took it apart, there was a small tail of thread, very small piece, which had got in there and I guess was just affecting the shoulder. So I'm going to carry on, but this back cut here is diabolical and I can't really do it much from this angle without getting in the way of the camera. So I'm going to come back to another shot soon when I hopefully get a bit further. This isn't the easiest of camera angles, but maybe you can see a little bit better, I think. I'm going to take one or two more cuts. This isn't too bad, although it starts to get squeaky up here because of course we're coming right onto the end of the tool and this end's a bit similar. So I get some squeaking and everything. Alright, I'm going to stop it there for a moment. This is, I didn't rehearse this. I haven't tried it at all. The basic radius aspect seems alright. It's just a case of coping with tooling, and that's definitely got to be addressed. I'm going to try and take it a bit further. It's fairly slow going. I'm only putting in about 5 thou at a time. Well, we're getting there, but I think I'm going to have to bring this tool in and reduce the radius very slightly. I've got, when we get to the top portion, we're very much running against the end point of the tool. As I was saying earlier, this tool is not ideal. I've got to try and dream up something that's a bit better for the whole surface. I've got about 50 thou to go to the ball centre here. Whether we're going to meet here, I don't know. We'll have to see. And I'm taking it pretty slow and dwelling slightly on these points to try and get enough cut. Obviously the finishing is entirely down to abrasive paper, etc. You see how much the tool struggles when it's getting into this area. It's pretty ugly actually. I mean, overall, allowing for a little bit of chatter and such like, it's not too bad, But I haven't got very far to go to the centre here, and I don't think it's going to mate up at the top, so there'll have to be a little bit of adjustment probably. It's quite hot. Maybe I ought to put a bit of oil on now. I'm going to take a few more passes and see where we get to, see if this begins to close up or not, and I'll reduce the radius just a smidgen. I brought the radius in slightly. I've got a couple more advances to go back to the centre there, and again I'm wondering whether we'll meet in the middle. It's getting pretty close, but I'm having to take the cuts slowly and backwards and forwards a bit. Again, this is all down to pretty useless tool geometry for the job. Just does not like that bit. I mean, the tool is probably decidedly dull. Probably do with taking the damn thing out. Let's see. Got a little way to go to centre. Not sure whether it's going to meet up. Might have another small adjustment. And I did bring the radius in a few thou. Still may not be quite enough, but it's getting so close here that I think by the time I've taken this last pass, which will be squeaky and messy, that I can probably work on that and it may not show too much. I mean, this is the first one. I'll probably get better at it, particularly with a decent tool. Oh, we got that little looseness back again, which is strange. Of course, I didn't use any thread lock, which would have been wise, wouldn't it? I should have to tighten that up again. I mean, this tool is trying its hardest with great difficulty. Yeah, the cutting tool produced a ridge. Excuse me. Produced a ridge there. This top section is pretty difficult, so I'm going to call it a day on that and finish it off the hard way. I'm sure with the right tool geometry we can get a much cleaner result with a bit more ease, or a bit less difficulty, as one might say. So let's set this up for some cleanup. I'll start off with some pretty coarse grit. I forget what this is now. This is, I don't know, about 120 or something, I should think. See if we can make an impression on it. I'll put some oil on. Yes, you can see where that ridge started forming. So I've got to polish that off. This is just a slow, laborious job really, but it should improve. And that's got most of the main scoring out of it. We'll use some finer paper and see what we can do with that, and then work our way up through, probably finish up with 600 or 1000. Oh, it's looking better. I'll take it a bit further and try and get some polish, and then we'll call it finished. First try, first try. Could be worse, could be better. Right, a bit of polishing cream. I'll probably stop this before I'm completely finished, because it could go on for ages, but we'll get a little bit more of a shine on it. Right, I'm going to call that done. We could get a bit more of a gloss on it, but let's take the little fella off. Still got some tooling marks, but it's not surprising. Difficult to polish. It's difficult to polish right into the very corner there, and yeah, still some tooling marks. Well, I'm going to put that on the ball turning tool and see it in position. There we go. Not really needed on this actually, it'll probably go on something else. I've got something else with a 3/8 thread. See if I can get the whole handle out. So to recap, tooling is everything. I haven't even looked at the tip of this poor little carbide fella. I think it's totally trashed. Anyway, there's the ball. See a little bit of tooling there. Haven't got rid of that marking. And I suppose you could say at the moment it's a satin finish as against mirror, which is probably quite adequate if the truth's known. So there you are, guys. Ball turning attachment part 2. If I come up with some better tooling, and I've got something in mind now, I might do another quick video just to show something working better. But anyway, the tool works. Okay, there you go. Not a bad project in the end, but I'll have to do some more ball turning and try and get better at it. Okay, thanks for watching.